we celebrate our official chartering. I'd like to welcome Madam Supreme, Dorothy Buchanan Wilson, Madam Regional Director, Sharon Graham Harriet, and our own Sorority Norma Solomon White, and all who serve Alpha Kappa Alpha to this event. Those of you who have programs, there is, as you will see, there is a special presentation that the honoree is unaware of. So at this point, I'd like to welcome you, and we will make sure that because of the beautiful weather that we're experiencing today, those of us who live here know that it has rained every day, but God is good. He is amazing. When we woke this morning and saw the beautiful sun, we knew that this was going to be a great day. At this time, I'd like to ask our Vice President, Mrs. Betty S. Burney, to come forward with our meditation and the occasion. Mrs. Burney.
Thank you. Good afternoon. May we please bow. O Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth. Father God, we thank you, dear Heavenly Father, for all of those who have assembled here today for this wonderful opportunity to show sisterly love, to express how we feel about the fact that you, oh God, allowed us to serve your people. We thank you for everyone that you brought here today from both near and far. We ask special blessings on our leaders. We ask special blessings on our sorority. We ask special blessings on all of our guests. We ask, dear Heavenly Father, that you continue to allow us to serve your people. These and other blessings we ask in the name of your precious Son, Jesus. Amen. And now for the occasion. 75 years ago, in the bold new city of the South that we call Jacksonville, 10 brilliant, confident, visionary women chartered the Gamma Rho Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Passers-by might ask, why are there women sitting in the sweltering heat, clad in white, celebrating a brick? After all, a brick is just a small rectangular block typically made of fire or sun-dried clay used to build structures. I dare say that it is precisely for these reasons that we are here today. The charter members of Gamma Rho Omega represent those small rectangular blocks that stood shoulder to shoulder to build a house on the foundation that had been laid in 1908 by the distinguished founders of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Those original bricks had names such as Aldopia, Vivian, Elizabeth, and others. But a brick, by its very definition, a block, cannot be a brick until it has been fired through intense heat or sun-dried. 75 years ago, those 10 blocks withstood the heat of the Florida sun, and even more, they withstood the heat of Southern racism and Jim Crowism to do what AKAs were born to do, provide service to all mankind. But we know that in order for the bricks to meld together, there has to be mortar. Today we celebrate the fact that we have mortar in the form of our international president, who has challenged us to launch new dimensions of service. We have mortar in the form of our chapter president, who inspires us to launch those new dimensions with excellence. Her call to action is GRO, AKA, greatness relies on attitude, knowledge, and action. Finally, those bricks had lots and lots of ivy. It has been said that ivy growing up on the wall lends character as well as protection to a building. I am sure that our original bricks would be immensely proud to know that one piece of that ivy grew tall and strong and became AKA's 25th International President. Throughout the years, other bricks were laid upon the original 10 bricks, and ivies have sprouted throughout the United States. Thus, as we are here on our diamond anniversary to keep the memories of GRO founders alive, we are here to say that when future generations ask, What do those bricks mean? We want them to know that on June 23rd, 2017, these bricks were inscribed and placed here to serve as a memorial to the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha, honoring their service forever.
At this time, when the principal will come forward, and I ask that Madam Twin and Ms. Bernie join us as we do the official ribbon cutting for our brick ceremony. Mrs. Brooks and Mrs. Christopher.
As has been said, indeed this is a joy for us today to unveil beautiful bricks, 268 bricks that the sorors of Alpha Kappa Alpha Gamma Rho Omega Chapter have given. Many of the bricks also are being dedicated to members of our sorority community on islands beyond the wall. And we are so pleased to cut under them and honor you and our all, as well as those for whom those Thank you.
with humility and pride, we have come to acknowledge and honor a magnificent visionary, trailblazer, and supreme leader, Dr. Norma Solomon White, with a historical marker placed on the grounds of Gamma Rho Omega Chapter Sorority Alpha. The members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority pay tribute to you, Dr. Solomon White, for leading the way for many who have followed in your footsteps, and for those of us who stand on your shoulders today. Your grace, courage, compassion, and earnest commitment are duly recognized by those who are here today, as well as those who are following us on live stream. We celebrate your contributions to this renowned history which exists today. On this auspicious occasion, we celebrate the 25th International President of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for legendary service to our illustrious sisterhood. We are assembled to celebrate Gamma Rho Omega Chapter and acknowledge a legendary icon for her service to mankind. It is with great honor and a distinct privilege that we pay tribute to a woman with great tenacity and integrity and bestow this high honor upon you. We laud you as a servant leader who has sacrificed and persevered for our organization's continued perpetuity and prosperity. Alpha Kappa Alpha continues to enjoy the rich legacy of 109 years because of visionary and exemplary leaders who have served in the highest level of this organization. There is a sweet, sweet spirit in this place as we embrace with pride Dr. Norma Solomon White's great legacy. We offer God the honor and the praise for your accomplishments and for your commitment to this organization as we move forward toward a greater cause. As members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, sorors, I ask that you use this special occasion to renew your commitment to the vows taken when you became a member of this great sisterhood. Extend yourself to all of the care, kindness, love, and understanding that you can muster, and continue to serve all mankind without any thought of reward. By doing so, your lives will be enriched tenfold, and this awesome legacy of our honoree whom we pay tribute today will be perpetuated. May we never forget to honor and celebrate our supreme leaders who have always revered Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. At this time, and we would like for you to go over, we would like to unveil this special dedication to you, a marker that will continue with perpetuity as a former Supreme Bacillus of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Attended Florida A&M University, where she was initiated into the Beta Alpha chapter in 1952. She was installed as the 25th International President in July 1998 in Detroit, Michigan. A golden member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, she is the first to be elected president from the state of Florida. Dr. White served as president of Gamma Rho Omega, South Atlantic Regional Director, International First Vice President, and President
and president of the Educational Advancement Foundation Board. She received her BS from Florida A&M University, a Master of Arts from Columbia University, and an honorary doctorate of Laws degree from Florida A&M University. As the first female in the famed FAMU Marching 100 Band, Dr. White's iconic legacy of blazing new trails will be forever remembered. Thank you for your service. We love you dearly.
Norma. Way to go, Mom. Marcel White, how are you, man? How you doing, man? This is John, That's right, when they honored her with the band.
Thank you,
Yes.
Us. To Ms. Willetta Ritchie, Chapter President. Let's give Sorority a round of applause. Thank you. And to the South Atlantic Regional Director, Mrs. Sharon Brown Harriet, and to Norma Solomon White, Dr. Norma Solomon White, our 25th International President, who shed a tear because she was so touched by this occasion. I bring you warm greetings to Attorney Carolyn House Stewart, our 28th International President, to our International Secretary, Mrs. Charlotta Wilson-Jacks, to members of Gamma Rho Omega Chapter, and all members of Alpha Kappa Alpha who've joined us here today, family, friends, and community supporters. Again, I bring you warm greetings on behalf of the International Board of Directors, and I would just like to say that a part of what we're trying to do with these historic markers is in keeping with the tradition of Alpha Kappa Alpha of documenting our history. These ladies have served and served us well, so whenever we get a chance to put a marker in place for any of the iconic leaders of the organization, whether it's a founder, incorporator, or a former international president, we are looking to do that. And so we certainly are very proud to be here today. It's a particular honor to pay tribute to a soror that I met while an undergraduate in 1978. I was going through the membership intake process, and Soror Norma Solomon White was our regional director, and she had to come and take some action against our chapter. And so I was a lowly initiate, but I knew this distinguished woman came in and she took care of business, and I was impressed. And so 39 years ago, Soror Norma, you touched my life, and here I am still, 39 years later, being mentored and guided by her. Dr. Norma Solomon White comes from a strong Alpha Kappa Alpha support network, and it started right here in this chapter. And you have basically nurtured her from the very beginning through not only her work, but also the work of her late mother, Mrs. Ruth Solomon, who was a member of this chapter for certainly over 6 decades. This chapter has been progressive, and just looking today at this brick ceremony, over 275 bricks, roughly? 268 bricks that were put into place just as a part of the 75th anniversary. That speaks volumes about the work that you do here and the fact that you're so committed to this community and to your center. And so we're very pleased to be here at 110 West 8th Street. We see it in the Ivy League, we heard about it, and now those of us who are visiting, we're here today at this historic address. And so we want to make sure that we honor Dr. Norma Solomon White because, again, she is one of you. She went on to make her mark on the local and international levels after having served you as your chapter president. She served in sacrifice. Her life was not easy, even inside the sisterhood. But she persevered because that's the essence of who Dr. Norma Solomon White is. She's strong and she's tenacious, just as the precious ivy vine, and she holds her own like the mighty oak. Through it all, with her beloved Mama, Marcel, Danielle, Isaiah, and now Brooklyn at her side, she pressed forward. She served on the international board, as you heard earlier, and she continued to blaze new trails. She has a reputation inside the sorority of not just going in and doing the job, but she's one who goes in and changes the game while doing the job. That's the essence of Dr. Norma Solomon White. And so we're here today to celebrate her whirlwind record-breaking accomplishments. Her signature program, which was chaired by the program chairman who's here, our 28th International President, Attorney Carolyn House Stewart, the program was on track and it served 15,000 children. Dr. Norman White built 10 schools in Africa. Many of you traveled there with her to do that.
She established and standardized the leadership development curriculum that we still have in place today as a part of Leadership Seminar. She collected over 100,000 coats and presided over some of the largest conferences in sorority history. She also told us that we could fly. And we believed her. And we went on and put into place millions of volunteer hours because we thought we could fly, and we were following her as she blazed the trails. But certainly, she also helped us really take very seriously the work of EAF. How many of you remember that when Soror Norma was Supreme Ambassador, she said, don't give me any gifts, give that money to EAF. Her endowment is one of the largest because of that. She is committed to our children. So it's an honor and a proud tribute to be here today to certainly celebrate one of this community's most foremost educators. So I believe it's appropriate to use the letters of the alphabet to sum up her life and her legacy, because she is from A to Z, our legacy supreme. She is A, accomplished, B, bold, C, compassionate, D, determined, E, very educated. She is Dr. Norma Solomon White, our legacy supreme. She is F, family-oriented, G, very generous, H, honorable, I, impartial, J, jovial, K, knowledgeable, L, long-serving, and M, a motivator. She is Dr. Norma Solomon White, our legacy supreme. She is N, no nonsense, O, optimistic, P, persistent, Q, qualified, R, reliable, S, service-oriented. She is Dr. Norma Solomon White, our legacy supreme. She is T, very, very talented, U, unique, V, vivacious, W, a worker, as you've seen here through the 75th anniversary celebration. And she has X-ray vision. She's Y, young at heart, and Z, she has incredible zeal. She is Dr. Norma Solomon White, our legacy supreme. So to our 25th International President, we say, Soror Norma, we salute you today. We know that this historic marker unveiling will be one of many, many more commemorations coming your way as you continue to provide supreme service to all mankind. We love you. Thank you for helping me be who I am, which is the 29th International President of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And I say with all sincerity that this sisterhood will always be indebted to you. Again, thank you.
It is now time for the Litany of Service. It is, you should have a program or the litany with you so that all sorors can participate in the litany. Madam President, Madam Regional Director, Madam 25th, and Madam Supreme Grammatis and sorors and guests assembled. Today, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated honors the noble work of our 25th International President, Dr. Norma Ruth Solomon White. Her journey in Alpha Kappa Alpha began in 1952 at Beta Alpha Chapter on the campus of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, where she earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in music. In addition, she holds a Master of Music degree from Columbia University, an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, and it was bestowed upon her from her alma mater, Florida A&M University. Dr. White was the first female band director in Jacksonville, the first band director at Isaiah Blocker and Darnell Cookman Junior High Schools, instrumental music coordinator in the Duval School District, assistant principal at Rebart Senior High School, and magnet program coordinator and part-time music supervisor after her retirement. Her service to Alpha Kappa Alpha includes serving as president of Gamma Rho Omega Chapter for 2 4-year terms, 2 terms as South Atlantic Regional Director, member of the International Program, Membership, Standards, and Finance Committees, Chairman, International Structure and Operations Commission, Chairman, International Program Committee, Vice President, and President of the Educational Advancement Foundation Board of Directors. Dr. White has received numerous awards and honors, including the First Lady of Music in Jacksonville, Eve Award in Fine Arts, Mayor's Trailblazer Award, Girl Scouts Woman of Distinction, video and oral history interview as a permanent part of the History Makers collection at the Library of Congress, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority's Carrie B. Preston Leadership Award, and Founders Graduate Service Award. We will always recognize her local, national, and international contributions. Her legacy will guide future generations. We're gathered here today for placement of an historic marker in commemoration of the contributions of our 25th International President, Dr. Norma Ruth Solomon White, on the grounds of Gamma Rho Omega House.
We pledge now to honor the historical significance of Dr. Norma Solomon White, whose extraordinary service shall remain with us always.
We pause to remember with deep devotion and high esteem as we give thanks for the exemplary service of our 25th International President, Dr. Norma Solomon White, who continues to enrich and impact the lives of those she touches on a daily basis through service to all mankind. We honor her.
We pledge now to cherish and honor the historical significance of the 25th International President, Dr. Norma Solomon White, whose extraordinary service shall remain with us always.
As our 25th International President, Dr. Norma Solomon White devotes her life to inspiring others, leaving her mark in secondary education, higher education, the communities in and around Jacksonville, Florida, and abroad, and within Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
We pledge now to cherish and honor the historical significance of 25th International President, Dr. Norma Solomon White, whose extraordinary service shall remain with us always.
As we dedicate this marker on the grounds of the Gamma Rho Omega Sorority House at 1011 West 8th Street, Jacksonville, Florida, to our 25th International President, Dr. Norma Solomon White, let us take pride in her courage and magnanimous tradition of service. We honor the impact she continues to have as she works to enrich the quality of life for all mankind. Let us continue to honor her service so that Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated will maintain its place in history as the premier international Greek letter organization for women of color, founded in 1908 on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. Thanks to our Creator for blessing us with her. May she continue to be a beacon of light as a treasured example to guide our steps in all that we do in our own lives.
At this time, Dr. White, we would like for you to come and make the closing remarks.
To our ambassadors, our international president, regional director, and all assembled, you have never known me to be at a loss for words, but today I am. This is such a surprise and such an honor, and I am so appreciative for this honor given to me today, and to all of you who are here to witness this, and to know that a marker will remain here long after all of us are gone away. I cannot tell you how deeply honored and proud I am to be here today, to be a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, because I knew all of my life that was the only way to go. I had no thoughts about anything else. Alpha Kappa Alpha has always been something that was very special to me, and something that I felt that everyone who loved and respected me, and everyone I loved and respected will one day become a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And so to each of you here today, I am so proud of all of you and all of the work that we have done in the past for 75 years. and all of the work that will be done in the future, because it doesn't stop here. 25 years from now, whomever is selected to chair the 100th anniversary, I know that you will be right on these same grounds and that it will be filled with bricks. Bricks will be everywhere because we all want to be a part of the history of this chapter. I can remember when Sorority Davis and Betty Sessions were so determined that we purchased this house. And to think that even earlier, the charter members thought of purchasing this house, but they couldn't do it because they felt that it was too much money. And you know, if they had bought it then, I guess it was about $30,000. But in those days, $30,000 was like $2 million today. And so we worked very hard, and we were able to purchase this house. And now today, to stand here and dedicate these bricks, and then to have a marker, because several years ago, the historical marker that was placed here by the city of Jacksonville under the leadership of some of the members of the chapter, it has been there, and to think that my marker will be standing next to it, this is quite an honor. And so I want to say thank you to all of you, and thanks to our Supreme Bosses and our Regional Director for having the insight to come and do this today and to be a part of our program. So thanks to all of you who are here, and I am so appreciative and will never forget this day. Thank you so much.
This concludes our brick unveiling and historical marker unveiling ceremonies. We ask our special guests if their escorts will please align with them at this point and get them back in the air conditioning. Thank you all so much for coming out this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you on tomorrow at 11:30. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.